Which short course truck is the best? A guy named Traxxas Sucks Dude 17 said that I have to buy an HPI Blitz or I'm an idiot. Sounds like good advice. I read on a forum that Kyoshos are crap. I assume that must be true. If somebody wrote it in a forum, it must be true. I mean, he had 17 posts. Hey there, welcome to the very first episode of Friend of RC. Friend of RC is about providing some opinions, factual information based on my experiences to help you make decisions. So topics of the show will range everything from electric or nitro. Am I a basher? Am I a racer? What's the best short course truck? What's the best buggy? Should I buy a plane or shouldn't I buy a plane? These are things that get asked in forums across the web every single day and answered, sometimes begrudgingly, by other people in the forum who have answered them hundreds of times before. So we take topics provided to us in our comments area of our YouTube channel or through our contact form on friendofrc.com, and we do what we can to provide you the most unbiased and close to factual answers that we can. We try to base it off our experiences, and we only answer what we know and what we have firsthand experience. So many people ask questions in forums. What is the best to buy? Where should I spend my money? What's the best upgrade? The point, or the problem is, answers like that are subjective. I'd hit the define button and display something across the screen right now, but really subjective means, you know, it's an opinion, but it's different for everybody. So what I'm trying to say is, I might say, hey, this is the best short course truck. Somebody else might say, hey, that guy's an idiot. This is the best short course truck. But the reality is, we both want to use it for different things. So that's what I mean by subjective. So today we're going to try to tackle what's the best short course truck. This is two-wheel drive, straight out of the box. We're not going to talk about which has the most upgrades, which wins the most races, which has the coolest shells. It's just about what you, the viewer, want to do with your truck. We're going to try to match you to what the best truck for your needs is. So without further ado, we're going to get started by answering a couple of frequently asked questions when it comes to short course trucks. If you followed our other YouTube channel, RC Nightmare, you know that we own all the two-wheel drive short course trucks. We've shot videos, both racing and bashing, and we've done action shots. I've probably put about 25 packs through each and every one of them. What I mean is, I think I'm qualified to answer this question. We won't take topics that I can't answer. If somebody asks me, which is the best fifth scale nitro, I can't do that topic. Because one, I don't own one, at least yet. Two, I haven't been doing nitro long enough. And three, I couldn't possibly answer that without owning all of the fifth scale nitros. So what you see around me here, and you've seen through in our sets, both RC Nightmare and now Friend of RC, are short course trucks. Two of the more popular ones, in my right hand, you see the shell of a broken Slash, and in my left hand, you see a Team Associated SC10. Often these are the two most highly contested trucks. The other one is really the HPI Blitz. Other popular trucks, however, though, are the Kyosho Ultima and in some circles the Losi. It used to be the Strike, now they have the XXX short course truck. But we took an out-of-the-box, no mods, fully stock look at all of these trucks. When we compared them, we ran the same two-cell LiPo in all of them. We put them through the exact same course, the exact same drivers, the exact same conditions. So what we tried to do was, for our needs, display a little bit of how they run, how quick they are. when somebody asks something like, which is the fastest short course truck? On RC Nightmare, we probably get asked that question at least once a day. And on the forums, again, at least once a day. On more popular forums with a lot more viewers or a lot more subscribers to their forum, it probably gets asked 100 times a day. The reason it keeps getting asked over and over again is because there is no answer. Which is the fastest? Well, which motor did you put in it? What do you have set for gearing? What kind of terrain are you running on? There really is no real answer to this. So what we tried to do was take them right out of the box, put the same battery in them, and touch nothing. So maybe through our investigation, you see one truck is, for example, the SC10, as we'll show you some footage in a moment. It pretty much murdered all 5 trucks, or all 4 trucks. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the automatic fastest. What it does mean is, out of the box, with the same 2-cell LiPo, it was either better set up for speed, or it's just a better truck. But we try to show you using clips and actual footage before we say, hey, this is clearly the fastest. The Slash has a good reputation for being a fast truck, but in our testing, it didn't even beat the Blitz. So what do you do with that? Well, you try to take the information that we show you in this episode and make your own decision. Decide how you want to use the truck, and then figure out exactly which truck is right for you. So right now we're going to address which truck is the fastest. So we set up a track, blacktop, measured it out, put some duct tape on the ground, put cameras on both ends. You may have seen some of this footage before on our RC Nightmare channel. But we ran drag races. About 20 takes per truck. Each truck versus the other 3 or 4 trucks, 20 times. What made the video was only a small portion of how many times we actually ran the test. And so what you'll see is the SC10 pretty much dominated. But before you take my word for it, let's go to the footage and see what happened. There's only one way to find out which truck is the fastest, and that is to race them. First up, the HPI Blitz against Team Associated. These 2 trucks were probably the closest matched of the 5. The Blitz seemed to have a little bit more speed off the line, but it got overtaken eventually. Now the Slash versus the Team Associated, something I thought was going to be a lot closer, the Team Associated murdered the Slash. We ran the Ultima against the SC10. This was a little bit closer. Again, the Ultima was quicker off the line, but top end, the SC10 took over, winning almost every race. Then, when we ran the Losi, the reason you didn't see any footage here about the Losi is because it got beat by everything except for, surprisingly, the Slash. So we had almost no reason to actually race the Losi against the SC10 because we knew the SC10 had already dominated the other 4 trucks, or the other 3 trucks. So most importantly, what you need to take away from this is, again, like we said earlier, we tested all the trucks right out of the box. That means no tuning, no nothing, straight from the box to the track. We ran all on the same brand 2-cell LiPo, fully charged, brand new. We took about 20 runs in each matchup, and the Team Associated SC10 won nearly every match. So now that you've gotten a little video evidence about which truck is the fastest, hopefully you can put to rest all the arguing on forums about which truck is the fastest, because now you know. You've seen in our video, this is it. The SC10 was the fastest. Does it mean it's the best for racing? Not necessarily. It depends where you race. Last time I checked, most local tracks didn't have a straightaway going downhill on some crusty blacktop. So the point of the race was all trucks had the same handicaps, the same conditions, and everything like that. So in that setting, the SC10 won. Now, when you talk about racing, there are a couple things you need to do. You need to go to your local track. See what people are running there. You may see, according to our videos, okay, the SC10 is the fastest. Well, what are they running at your local track? If you want to race, the important distinction between racing and bashing is you race for competition. You race for points, you race many races over a season, and you want to win trophies. Racing in your backyard with friends, or say you decide to put money on it or something like that, that's still bashing to us. Here at Friend of RC, we try to be very clear about what we define racing and bashing, and similarly, all the things we try to tackle. So racing for us is at a track competitively. And you need to go to your local track and see what people are running. You need to see what classes they consider stock. Because, for example, at our local track, they have stock short course truck, but they also have a slash class, which is all tracks of slashes. The reason that's important is because if you want to go to the track, maybe you're not as intense. Maybe you want to go race, but the competition's what's fun for you. You're not necessarily looking to make a living doing it. You might want to join a class that has more people in it. Maybe you want to always race against 8 people or 10 people. Maybe everyone at your track is all running HPI blitzes. And you notice at your track they have a stock class and most people race blitzes. That's probably a good indicator about which truck you need to get started with. Again, it depends, tunability, all these things are important, but if you go to your local track and see what people are racing, what they're actually using, and more specifically, who's winning, that should be a pretty darn good indicator, more than any forum, more than this video, more than any opinion I can provide, about which truck is the best short course truck for racing. Some other things you could do is, if you don't live near a track, or you want to view some other tracks, try to find tracks that post race results online. See what trucks are winning in their classes. If you know what your local track has in terms of classes, maybe they have a short course truck class and they have a slash class. And you say, well, I don't know which one I want to race. Then look at how many people are in each class. Go to an actual race. See how many people are there. See what people are using. Because it's not, for racing, it's not always about which is the fastest truck, which is the best, for tunability in terms of upgrades and this and that. You have to look at what's going on around you and get into the class. The worst thing you can do is go out and just buy an SC10. Or for example, the Slash now comes in brushless. You need to make sure your local track still considers the brushless motor stock. Why spend the extra money on a brushless motor if you're going to have to go back to a brushed motor? This is all advice that can help save you money. A couple of days, maybe 2 times out at the track doing a little recon, will pretty much tell you what the best short course truck for racing is. In terms of, if you're looking for our opinion here at Friend of RC, we don't like to get off the fence often, but I will say at our local track, the Team Associated SC10 seems to be the most dominant truck in this class, followed by the HPI Blitz. I almost never see the tracks slash win. That doesn't mean they don't win at other tracks. Remember, it's mostly the driver that wins races, not the truck. But if you want to start out with maybe the best truck, you probably want to look at a Team Associated SC10. And an important thing to note, with the Team Associated truck, you really want to look at a kit. The most value you're going to get is in a kit. Their factory team kits are excellent value. In terms of racing, you can set it up how you want, you can get it all tuned how you want, you get the nice upgraded parts up front. So I guess if we have to answer the best truck for racing, 2-wheel drive, short course, stock racing, probably the Team Associated SC10. Once you put different motors and all sorts of different parts in them and they become non-stock, now it's almost less about the truck and more about who can tune better and who's got the deeper wallet for the more expensive motor and who spends more time at the track practicing. All those things are more important, in my opinion, than what truck you're actually racing. However, forgetting all those things, which is hard to do, we say Team Associated SC10 for the win.